All right, guys, let's solve some polynomial equations today. Nothing more fun than that. Let's do this thing. All right, first one, solve a polynomial equation by factoring. We've been factoring all year. If you look at this right here, it all have x's. Remember, the first thing you look for when you start to factor is a GCF. They all have an x, so I'm going to take out the x. That leaves me 2x. Ooh, they are even also. Sorry about that. I missed that. So take out a 2x. That'd have been bad. Okay, so take out 2x. That leaves an x squared there. 2 goes into 12 6 times. There's another x. 2 goes into 18 9 times. So getting that, factor what you have left. Remember, factor completely. That's x minus 3, x minus 3 equals 0. We can't factor anything else, so we're going to solve it. Remember, we're going to solve it by setting every factor equal to 0. What is that? What makes that parentheses equal 0? 3. What is the second one? 3. Now, this is the weird one right there. That says 2x or 2 times x. So 2 times what is 0? 0 is. Anytime you have an x just sitting outside like that, one of your solutions is going to be 0 every time. All right, second example, find zeros of a polynomial and then sketch a graph. Okay, it's a little bit different, so I'm going to do the same thing. When it says find zeros, I'm basically turning the f of x into a 0, and I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to factor out a -2 on this one because they're all even. That leaves an x to the fourth minus 8x squared, and then 2 goes into 16. The reason I'm changing those signs is because I took out a -2. Don't drop the negative. Well, you can drop the -2 if you want to because it equals 0, but I'm going to go ahead and factor this one with x squared minus 4, x squared minus 4. All right, so I get -2. I can factor both of those x squared minus 4 into x plus 2, x minus 2, and x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, so the zeros are going to be -2 and +2, or plus or minus 2. Then it says graph it. I'm just going to show you the graph first. I'm going to show you one more of these in a second where we graph the whole thing. But I want to show you this graph drawn really nicely so you can kind of tell what's going on. Let me tell you a couple things about it. First of all, we're going to do 3 things with the graphs today. I want to see your x-intercepts, your y-intercepts, and your end behavior doing the right thing. Okay, so here's what I know about the graph even before I started. Because I had an even degree and a negative in the front, I know both ends are going down. If you look at the graph, both ends are definitely going down. The other thing I know before I start, the y-intercept is always going to be your last term, okay? You get the y-intercept by plugging a 0 in for x. You did that in Algebra 1. If you plug 0 in for the x's, that leaves you -32. Look where it crosses the y-axis, -32. Your solutions, right here, your -2 and 2, are your x-intercepts. They're zeros. Zeros are x-intercepts. It means it touches the x-axis at 2 and -2. Now, I want to say one more thing about that. Because they happen twice, like that, I should have done this at the end. That x plus 2 happened twice. It's really x plus 2 squared, x minus 2 squared. Anytime you have factors like that that have an even exponent, the graph is actually going to bounce on those factors. Instead of going all the way through the x-axis, they just bounce. Like they hit -2, like it goes up, hits -2, bounces back down. Goes up, hits +2, bounces back down. That's true when these exponents are even. That's the only time that happens. That was a lot. I'm going to show you one more, and like we always work on it in class the next day anyway, but see if you can get as much of this as you can. Okay, let's go for number 3 right here. Same directions. Find the zeros and sketch the graph. All right, so first of all, I'm going to, let's take out a 3 out of that one. If I take out a 3, that leaves x to the fourth minus 2x squared and plus 1. I guess you could have also tried slide there, but taking a 3 out is much quicker. So I got x squared minus 1, x squared minus 1. Okay, so when I factor those, I get x plus 1, x minus 1 twice. Twice as big. This is the same kind of problem. That has happened again. So really, I have this right here. I have x plus 1 squared, and I have x minus 1 squared. So when you come over here and draw your graph, a couple things. First of all, it's even and positive. So I know my ends are going up. That number right there always represents your y-intercept. It's going to cross the y-axis at 3 right there. Your x-intercepts are your zeros. Okay, one of my zeros is -1. The other one's +1. So it means it's going to bounce at -1 and bounce at +1 because it's squared, only because it's squared. Now, if that was an odd exponent, it would just pass right through. Okay, so here's how I'm going to draw my graph. The ends are going up. It's going to come down, bounce off the -1, hit the y-intercept, bounce off that one, and go back up. I'm not going to worry about exact points anywhere today except for your x-intercepts, y-intercepts, and your end behavior. You got to make sure you get that right. All right, guys, that's really it. Quite a bit, but we'll work on it like we always do. Hope that helps some. See you tomorrow.